Hello, BookTube, and welcome back. Well, folks, I have been tagged, and after all, it is Tag Tuesday on BookTube, so I will be doing it now. I think I was tagged last week by Saracens as well. Cheers for the tag, mate. As always, I will put Saracens stuff, the link to his YouTube page, all that down below. I was tagged last week, but all last week I was up in beautiful Scotland, way up in the Highlands, in the mountains, by Glencoe and further north. Love all that stuff. It was absolutely beautiful, way up in north of Scotland. And of course, there was a massive heat wave all over Europe last week, and luckily enough, in the Highlands it didn't get that hot, but there was a lot of thunder and lightning. So yeah, I've been tagged, and the tag is the 7 responses to truth tag. This is quite an in-depth kind of tag. This is this is quite in-depth, yeah. And it was created by Shelf Learner. So these are 7 questions, all thought-provoking, and you'll get the flavour of the questions as I go along here. They're kind of written in the same, but flipped over. Sometimes they change. Oh, you'll get what I mean when I start the questions. So let's just get straight to it. So first question is, you don't know what you don't know. So the first question's all about ignorance, complete ignorance. So all these questions I'll be answering for myself, not what others might do. So something I am completely ignorant of. So I'm not sure if it's an actual book genre, or actually I don't know. It's kind of, I think it's pronounced ergodic books. They're kind of like weird, out there books. Do you remember the old adventure books when you used to read as a kid and you go through the castle gate? Do you choose to go through the castle gate? Yes, go to page 24. Oh no, I'm dead! Go back, go back, go back, go back. It's kind of like that, but more of an adult version. So sometimes all the words will be scrunched together, there'll be capital letters, and sometimes it's written upside down, sometimes it's in a spiral. If you can hear woofing, it's my dog. Oh, he wants to be known. Little pest. Yeah, so they're kind of crazy. Sometimes you fold over the pages, sometimes you scrunch the paper, sometimes you pop some felt tip over the weird, proper, maybe sometimes one-time use books, really out there kind of books. I've never read any of them, so I don't know whether I'd actually like it. I know it's going into the like a kind of experimental fiction kind of area, which I particularly don't like. Although I've only read 2 experimental fictions, Treacle Walker and I'm blanking on the other one now. The whole book was written in a series of social media posts. Didn't like them. So these are like really crafty, kind of all over the place books, and I've never read any of them. And I think I should read at least one to stop being ignorant of this genre, if it is a genre. And I think the most well known of these books is a horror-esque kind of a book. It's called The House of Leaves. Can't remember who the author is, so I've blanked on the author, but I think I'm gonna dip my big toe into the swimming pool and I'm gonna start on this. I know it's a bit out there, and I don't think you can actually pick this up on the Kindle. I think you've actually got to read a physical copy because, as I said, it's all turning your book upside down, it's folding pages, it's jumping 20 pages ahead. Almost kind of a make your own story kind of a thing. But I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to report back to you whether I actually enjoyed this kind of like balmy way of reading a book. So here you go. For the first question, you don't know what you don't know. I'm going to dip my big toe into the ergodic books. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Question number 2. You don't know, but you think you know. So these are kind of like, how did Saracens explain it? I think Saracen explains it the same way Shelf Learner explained it. It's like an echo chamber almost. So one that kind of like shotgun your echo chamber a little bit. I think every book I read previous to this one, and again, it's just kind of the same flavour as Saracens as well, because Saracens was about the American War of Independence. He noticed he put up the biography of George Washington. And this one is Scars of Independence, about me waffling on any further, by Holger Hock. Now, a lot of the American War of Independence books I have read before are especially pro-American side. Everything was fluffy and nice, but this is more savage. This is the brutality of war, and there's propaganda on both sides. And yeah, so this really highlights that war is never black and white, it's various shades of grey. And this is an excellent book for you to read and catch up on that kind of way, which you should do in every war, because it is shades of grey in every war. And the American War of Independence was just that, shades of grey. So this really did burst the bubble for me for the American War of Independence reading. Excellent read, a quick read, even though it's about 400 pages. And if you don't like the brutality of war, flies. If you don't like the brutality of war, you might struggle with this book, but it's still a really interesting read. So that's the second question. The third one is, oh, sorry. So I've already forgot about the birds. So back to the first question, which is, you don't know what you don't know, so complete ignorance. So a bird for me would be, I don't know, what's a particularly ignorant, the dodo. Okay, yeah, we've made the dodo completely extinct because it was a soft, silly bird, wasn't it? Who trusted humans far too much, and we managed to eat them all. And we didn't even like the flavour. The poor, defenceless dodo would be my bird option for question one. So, and question two was, you don't know, but you think you know. So, it's kind of like maybe a self-centered, arrogant bird. Only because I just saw one fly across the window there, a magpie. Magpies are a bit arrogant, aren't they? I know magpies like to chase my beagle all over the garden. Absolute fiends they are. So let's jump to question three. You know that you don't know, and you don't care to know. See what I mean about the flavour of the questions? So something that, what's it called? Ignorance is bliss, or you want to remain ignorant. Again, I had a bit of struggle with this one, but I guess when politicians come out with books, especially just before they run for re-election or just after they've left the post, I've read a number of these. They're all crap. They're all, one-sided. I did everything good. And the prime example of this is, what does she call the book? I'm trying to... 10 years to save the West. I know most people in the UK have just gone... That's the book by ex-Prime Minister Liz Truss, who is probably the worst Prime Minister in my lifetime. She managed to destroy the British economy in a month with her adolescent way of thinking about economics. She didn't listen to anybody else, and she drove the British economy off a cliff, which drove mortgage rates through the roof. Believe me, I know I had to remortgage at the time that she did it. So, yes, and she was pushed out within, I think it was 45 days or something like that. She was like, you need to go now. You're completely irresponsible. We can't have you as a Prime Minister anymore, because it's like student politics with you. Anyway, she come up with this book, 10 Years to Save the West, and it's a punishingly terrible, terrible book. It's awful. And it's those kind of books that I've had enough of. I don't need to read any more of these silly politician books. Whew. Especially 10 Years to Save the West. That was a terrible read. And if you go on to what's it called, Goodreads or Storygraph, you'll get some pure fantastic quotes from people who have reviewed this book and reviewed the ex-Prime Minister herself. So, I bid for You Want to Remain Ignorant is Bliss. You want to remain. I don't know. What bird would I want to keep? A seagull. Don't want to know anything more about seagulls. They're sneaky characters, aren't they? I reckon they're not up to good. Let's crack on to question number 4. You know that you don't know, but you want to know. There we go. So these are truth seeking, isn't it? You want to find the truth. I think I've mentioned in previous videos that I love me some physics, and I especially love astrophysics. I have multiple books. I know you're not supposed to talk about Lawrence Krauss anymore with his link to Jeffrey Epstein, but A Universe from Nothing. You've got Brian Cox, not the actor, Forces of Nature, and you've got Neil deGrasse Tyson, The Origins. This is 14 billion years of cosmic evolution. I love reading these types of books to try and understand how our world and how the universe came about. Some of the concepts go completely over my head, where I open a book, close it again, and go, But that does not stop me for continuing again, because that's the only 3 I've read on astrophysics and physics in general. I've read quite a lot, but some of the concepts, I'll be truthful, I don't understand. Sometimes it's like hitting my head against a brick wall. But I love them, and I can't sing highly enough of the subject, even I find the subject hard to understand. So, what inquisitive bird, what truth-seeking bird would I choose for this? Do you know what is a kind of inquisitive, cheeky little bird? I used to live in New Zealand. I was there for about a year. Said that very weirdly. Said I was like from the West Country. A year. And there's a bird called what was it called? Is it the key? I think it's called the key or the kia. It's like a little green flightless parrot. But the poor thing thinks it can fly, so it climbs up trees and does like a suicidal dive off the tallest tree it can find, and obviously it hits the ground. But lucky enough, it can kind of like all the way to the bottom. But they're quite cheeky little things. Well, not little, the parrot size, but they'll come up to you. What are you having for lunch today? Oh, I'm having that. They haven't lost that fear of humans, and not even humans. They go up to your dog. They go. So they're very inquisitive animals are the kia, and go and check out some of the YouTube videos out there of this parrot. They are amazing little things. You can see they are quite chunky parrots. So that's the kia. Question number 5. You know, but you don't care to know. So this is, you have knowledge of something, but I'm not interested in following any more of the kind of linked to like the what was question 3 about you know that you don't know and you don't care to know kind of way. So what I also don't like is that kind of dude bro literature or self-help books. I just can't. What's that fella's name? So Jordan Peterson. How to live your life in 12 ways or whatever the book's called. I think it's that. It's like that self-proclaimed guru kind of. I read the first Jordan Peterson one. I know he's got 12 extra ways to ruin your life. Not my cup of tea. So all this like self-labeled dude bro gurus. I've read a couple of the books and I'm just not interested at all of going down that path. I am done. Check, please. And the what bird species can I? A vulture. The vultures. There you go. Question number 6. You know, but you don't want anyone else to know. This is the one I struggled with. You don't know, but you don't want anybody else to know. It's kind of like a prophet kind of. You can imagine somebody else out there who doesn't want you to know about a certain thing, so they can profit off your ignorance. But I'm talking about just me here, and I haven't got a book I can profit from you lot to get money out of you. So I'm going to add a little bit. I don't know. Maybe something really bloody, like a really Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. That's had to drink in it, like a really bloody murder. But again, I want you to read that. I think it's an important thing to try and understand. Tough. This is tough. A bloody. Maybe something like a book that I've read that I don't want you to know I've read. I've actually read 50 Shades of Grey. It kind of defeats the don't tell anybody you've read it. It's a terrible book, 50 Shades of Grey. Awful book. I don't think anybody should read it. It's kind of like that same flavour of what's the vampire book where they all glow? You've got the glitter glow on them. Robert Pattinson's in it. I'm blanking on the name. They're kind of like juvenile love interest books, and 50 Shades of Grey is terribly. I've not read the sequel. What's the sequel where it's from the fella's point of view? I've only read the original and it was awful, so I ain't going to continue there. So that's the only possible answer I've got you for there is don't read 50 Shades of Grey. But if you're into your kinks, maybe read some 50 Shades of Grey. So after I said, bird, what's like 50 Shades of Grey? What's like a sexy bird? What's the one from God, The Resplendent Quetzal, The Resplendent Quetzal, or Quetzal. It's Quetzal, the Resplendent Quetzal. Go and check out this bird. It's a very sexy looking bird. And the last question you'll be happy to know is, and you want others to know. So this is the passing of knowledge. It's transferring what you know and what you've read to others, and what other people should. I mean, I've got loads of examples of this, but one I've been reading recently, my little dog. What I've been reading recently is The Ancient World. I absolutely love books about the ancient world, and I think it's very important for everyone to read, our origins of, early history, all the way. I think I finished last month, the history between Athens and Sparta and how those two cities competed and then cooperatively get together to push back the Persians, and then competed again, and then Athens took over Sparta, then Sparta smashed Athens. All that good stuff from the ancient Greece. And you've got books like SPQR, the whole history of the Roman. This goes from the Roman Kingdom into the Roman Republic, the Roman Empire, West and East Roman, and then, the collapse of the Western Roman Empire into the Eastern Roman Empire with Constantinople and all that, until they were defeated by the Ottomans. So, bit of history lesson for you there. So SPQR, absolutely brilliant. You've got ancient China. So you've got China History by John Key, I think his name is, where it looks really in the past in Asian history. And then what's the book by Susan Wise Brewer? I think it's just the history of the ancient world. I've got it here somewhere. But yeah, that's looking at all, not just European ancient civilizations, it's across the spectrum, you know. I love this topic. I think everyone should love this topic. Very, very interesting. And what's the bird I'm going to put with this? What's kind of like a stoic, kind of white, an owl. A barn owl. A barn owl's from the movie Labyrinth, isn't it? Yeah, let's go for the barn owl. And that is it, folks. That's the 7 responses to truth tag. And I will catch you soon. Bye, BookTube.